Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network as we are live here from North Wilkesboro. I'm going to go over the little race information here. As you see here, we're in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. It's a half mile track. Current track temp 124. Boy, it just keeps getting hot for them. The weather outside is 70 degrees with a 73% humidity, clear skies, with a 1 mile per hour wind, 150 laps, 95 miles, 80% 4 sets of tires, 1 quick fix, 3 attempts at a green white checker, and wonderful commentary by myself and Mr. Will Roberts. So, well, you got the phenomenal history of North Wilkesboro, so you can take it away. If you're here. It's probably not. Then that's probably Kyle. There you go. That's right. You can have fun talking to Kyle for a little bit.
How's it going, bud?
How's it going, sir? Nice to see you here. Oh,
What is the track temp at?
Track temp is currently sitting. Track temp is currently 124.
Whew.
Yeah. It's a big doozy, ain't it?
Man, they're going to be slipping and sliding everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they are. They're going to be... So the Zach and Zach show. Hey, look, Zach and Zach and the Berries. Boy, couldn't get any better than that, huh?
Oh, not really. Berries are always strong. I know Dewisher, he's really strong here too. Watched him in a couple of races before.
Yeah, Zach's pretty good at short tracks. Both of them are. But this one here is a different breed. Mr. Pete Woodrum, how's it going, sir? Oh, yeah. Oh, Mikey's here. Yeah. Good to have Mikey out here. It's good to have you out here in the chat, chatting it up. It's gonna be a doozy to watch. It's just, I tried everything in my God Almighty to try to make the track temp cool, but unfortunately, my luck of trying to make that happen quite didn't work. So. The timing tower is all janky at the moment, so we'll wait. See, that's even better. Could be. But I like seeing the Yankees up 3-0 again.
You and your Yankees, man.
That's right. Holy crap, he finally made it. I thought it was going to be me and you doing it. Which is, who's this? Oh, JP. He's going to turn another lap or what? Oh, excuse me. Nope, that's checkered flag. So I get to go over the starting grid. How awesome of that is to be. So
yes, finally.
When they finally get gridded up, I will go over that grid. So, starting P1 will be Zach Rongich, P2 will be Zach Deuscher. Row 2 will be Dave Berry, followed by brother Mark Berry. Row 3 will be Hunsaker and Schlogler. Row 4 will be Jeff Gilmore, Troy Daggett. Row 5 will be Nick Rader, Christopher Campbell. Row 6 will be Jason Pearson and Brandon Moore. Row 7 will be Ernie King and Philip Bridgman. Row 8 will be Tyler Myers and Cameron Smith. Row 9 will be Joe Stipe and Paul Lawson. Row 10 will be Robert Amaral and Aaron Bradford. Row 11 will be Alex Keir and Tyler Kim. Row 12 will be Mr. Stevies and Josh Small. Row 13 to be Kevin Roy, and then Anime, aka Xavion. And then in the rear, oh wait, I don't think Richard's racing. He could be. We don't
No,
know.
he's not. No. He's watching the Yankees game.
That was like me.
Yes, and me as well. But anywho, so Zach and Zach front row, and Brothers Berry on the second here this evening at North Wilkesboro, Brian. So about to be, I think, a doozy of a race.
It's gonna be
Hopefully,
slick.
won't be
That's
too
for
many
sure.
cautions.
Oh, there's gonna be.
Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, but I mean, we can hope. Yes,
Yeah.
very slick. Track conditions over 120 degrees at the moment, 123. So it's going to be very slick. Loose conditions, very loose conditions. A lot of drivers are saying loose. So that's what they're going to be struggling and fighting for this evening, or fighting with, my apologies, fighting for the win and good points day at the end of this race. Some drivers just trying to get through North Wilkesboro. They treat it like a road course, so to speak. They don't want to lose too much positioning in the points. So you just want to get through it, log the laps, and hopefully don't get caught up in anyone's chaos, and hopefully you don't make any mistakes.
Green flag.
Rolling to the green here, Brian.
Yes, sir.
And green is out, and we're rolling here. And already frantic. Mark, I believe that was Mark. They were about 3 wide there for third position. He was awfully hairy. Kyle, are you here, or are you just watching? You here, or you also gonna?
Oh no, but I'll take it over. I'm just going to everything, listening.
Gotcha. Campbell getting a good run to the outside. Oh, we got a spinner. 23, that is.
Raider.
Who's it? Oh, Nick Rader in the 23. You know, I have this page, I'm looking at it, but I'm so surprised whenever I see someone's name. I'm like, oh boy, look at that person. So, uncharacteristically uncanny mistake by Nick Rader, Brian. You know just well as I do, Nick don't normally make too many mistakes, but it happens to the best of them, and just got kind of back on his corner exit here. He's battling with kind of teammate there, side by side with Brandon Moore in the Wheaties Mobile. I about called him Wheaties. Brandon Moore out of position. He goofed up his qualifying lap as I was leaving the pit area down there. He goofed up his qualifying lap. That set him back way back yonder way. I'm assuming maybe Nick did as well. That's why they're so back here. And yeah, just coming out of turn 4. This is not a flat oval, Brian and Kyle. It's a kind of an undulating oval as it goes up and down, you know, so to speak, with the hillside here in North Carolina. So it doesn't, you know, you go. What is it? You go up on the front straightaway into turn 1, and you go down into turn 3. I think it is. I'm trying to remember the uphill downhill part of North Wilkesboro, but it's a very flowing circuit. You got to have momentum on your side. Once you lose your momentum, like you just saw with Raider there, early going, it's tragedy.
It is rough on the trucks with how low that body sits.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And-
the valence.
Yes, and when you hit the bumps, it kind of bounce it off. So the rear isn't really staying planted to the ground. So as we saw there, Nick Rader, when he went into turns 3 and 4, coming out of 4, it kind of kicked out because of that little weevil wobble.
But it didn't fall down. I'm just kidding. Yeah, every time you get those weebles on a short track, those weeble wobbles like you talked about, almost not really like a hospital hop, but it almost starts like you really have to really fight the wheel and maybe work that brake pedal. Don't want to clamp too hard down because then you'll lock those brakes and spin it around.
Green flag, back out.
Green.
So nice and
Decent.
easy on the start. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say decent fuel window this evening, Brian. Not that I think that we're going to need to worry about green flag pit stops in this race, but 110 to 121 setting on pit road. So that's the fuel. Oh, big calamity, chaos, so much stack up, pile up, log jam just going on back here. Just so much going on. What transpires? Something happens coming out of turn 2 and it doesn't stop until turn 3, it looks like. Oh, brother Mark gets loose coming out of turn number 2. Down into slaughter he goes. And across the track, back up the track he goes into the outside retaining wall. And nowhere to go for Brandon Moore as he puts on the binders, JP as well. But they have so much rear brake in the back of the truck that look what happens. They just start like Ken blocking it, and they're drifting. They're just performing their best Travis Pastrana impersonation, Brian. So
That's what I mean. Getting on the brakes here, like really that hard, it's going to be
and that's exactly what I was just talking about before we went back green right then, about like trying not to clamp onto your brakes after while you're trying to save your truck from that weeble wobble, so to speak. You're coming out the corners and you got to kind of rise up out of them, but while you're doing so, you don't want to maybe hit the curbing that's right there in turn 2 or get too low out of turn number 4 to where you will kind of have that weeble on the front end, almost like a weight differential, right? Like the weight becomes unbalanced.
Oh, yeah. You are absolutely correct.
North Wilkesboro Speedway. This used to be just a dirt track, basically in the farm landscape of North Carolina, Wilkes County, right? So it is a fabulous little speedway. I love during the off season when there's no racing whatsoever to watch. If I'm teetotally bored, just looking up an old North Wilkesboro race, man. They are bangers of a race to watch. Green flag back out in the air. You get a bit of a tire spin from the outside truck of Deutscher, but immediately, pretty much, don't even get into turn 1 and settled. And half the field is gone, Brian. So it looks like there is going to be a slip-up maybe happening. What's going to happen? Let's just wait and see. So
Oh, Cameron got on the gas. Lord.
And just like he talked about, has a weeble. And then, oh no. Is that Robert?
That is.
No. That's Robert now?
Robert Amaral in 21.
Man. Robert unfortunately just couldn't get her woe down in time and just wipes out Cameron. And unfortunately, Cameron collecting some others involved in here. So
That's that wheel
got a
hopping.
list. Oh yeah, big time, big time.
You know
Man,
me, I like to make it difficult for drivers, and when we go to short tracks, well, especially with this many, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. You understand what I'm saying? But then yet again, it stacks them all on top of each other. You know Will, I know Will, and Kyle knows because he raced this for a very good hot minute when he was here. Patience. A lot of these guys don't have it. You know, I know, and Kyle knows. They set their mind on getting to the front. And on a short track like this, you really can't do that. With how slick the track is, you got to give it time. It'll come to you. Let them make a mistake in front of you, and then you'll be golden.
Exactly. You just got to get into a rhythm, get into the swing of things, log some laps, and hopefully, just hopefully, you won't, like you said, patience is the main key. It doesn't just have to be because you're racing at a super speedway. Short tracks, short tracks. You got to have patience at a short track.
Yeah. I mean, I know they can do it. It's just that they're...
Green flag.
Oh, they made it single file. I like that.
Hey, whatever to get some racing in, and already having a breeding caution fest early on, kind of have to agree with the admins to kind of maybe get something down to get some racing in. So I agree with the call as well, Brian. So.
Oh, absolutely, I do too.
I talked with the admins. They said that after about 2 or 3 cautions, they were going to start doing single file if they couldn't get them going. But once they got going again, we would go back and do it.
See, there you go. There's our pit reporter.
Yes, our garage/pit reporter. He could also work the medical center. Kyle, I almost called you Heath there. My apologies, Gooden. So many Kyles and Zachs and so many other people's names in my head. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I called Justin Zach earlier. So, right? Oh yeah, that was a pleasant day. So, hey, Gilmore's here too, man. Everybody.
Yeah, Kevin Roy asked me, he goes, hey, you don't mind with Gilmore? I'm like, nah. Anyway, I don't think we should really have an issue next week, Will. We're at a lot bigger track.
Oh, you say that.
I just,
Caution. Man, tell me what you got.
Yes. Talladega, the 2.66 mile behemoth next week. So that should be a banger, barn burner, just a doozy, absolute. Oh my goodness, Xavier, just one of the absolute nicest personalities you could meet on sim racing. Just trying to get the truck pointed back in the right direction. Having to do so has to back up a little bit. That's what let out the caution. But anyway, yeah, just unfortunately just gets loose. Oh yeah, out of turn number 2. Very easy to do here. So we saw it happen with Raider with not even 5 laps in. So.
And then after Dega, they go to Coda.
So we saw, what was it, 2 BNR Truck seasons ago, how vicious Coda can be. So if we just go, Kyle, I think you were in that truck race I'm referring to. So, Coda, each track has its own personalities, has its own challenges that you have to overcome. And talk about the undulating elevations to overcome here at this little short track, to say the least. Coda has, you got to climb that big mountain in turn one, and then woo, man, you're down going through the roller coaster, the S's and all that, and then Talladega, those 33 degrees of banking at Talladega. So every track has its own challenges.
I think they're going to stay single file. I think it works out a little bit better.
I mean, you got a few laps in there before somebody just had, at least wasn't nothing egregious or nothing, just somebody just getting loose. And unfortunately, the only way to, like I said, get the truck pointed back in the right direction was just back it up far enough to where he could get it back pointed straight, right? So no fault on anyone, so.
Oh, absolutely not. I know Pete's out there watching the Yankees game. He's a big Yankees fan.
Who?
Pete.
Oh, Pete Woodrum. Gotcha.
Yep, single file. I think I like that a little better. But it's a difficult track like this, a difficult track like this, which makes the racing interesting, I would say.
When did Carlos Rodon get with the Yankees? Was it before the start of the season? Was it middle of the season? Oh, was he? What was I? Anywho, so Brandon Moore trying to cycle his way up to the top of the field after having just that awful qualifying start like we talked about. And let's look at where some movers and goers are, comers and goers. So Josh Small in the 12 truck up 9 positions, Aaron Bradford in the 8 machine, he's up 7 positions. Who else can we talk about? Troy Daggett is plus 5 in the 99 machine, sitting in 3rd position. Ernest King, 7th position. He is plus 6 with Brandon. Well, we talked about Brandon, but Brandon right there, he's got Jeff Gilmore closing up on him with Nick Rader and company.
See here, Will, everybody mellowed out for the moment, setting their pace, getting the feel for it, getting their brakes down.
Caution is out. Hold your
Again.
position. I know, man. I think I just start putting like an 8 limit on.
So after you've changed it from double file restarts to single file, can you put it back to double file?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Paul. JP gets clobbered.
By Joe Stipe.
After, who was that? Paul Lawson in the 42?
Yeah, Lawson's in the 42.
Paul Lawson slides, and Jason Pearson sees that, starts to check up, but just truck whips around on him and has a slide. In the process of sliding, gets just obliterated by Joe. Nowhere to go. So man, so unfortunate. I think maybe JP might still have his fast repair, so he might be okay, but nevertheless, you hate to see it,
You see, I got a couple of pit road takers there. For those of you people
Keys
out
to
there
this.
watching, always come on out, chit chat with us. We'll be glad to talk with you as we do our little extraordinary commentary for you guys. So don't be scared to chit chat. Sorry, Will.
All good, Brian. Keys to the race, tonight, Brian. Just gotta make sure you can keep it underneath you. Just let it roll. Roll as long as you think it's possible. Even if you think you can get back into the throttle, maybe keep letting it roll. That Limp Bizkit song always said, "Keep rolling," right? So keep rolling. Just have that in your head while you're going through these corners as you start to enter and let up for these corners or whatever you're doing to navigate this track. Just keep rolling. Don't necessarily pick up the throttle too hasty or too aggressively. Just keep rolling. Track position is king and crucial here. So because once you get back in that pack, it's just so hard to recover, slice and dice, and get through the field. It's possible, but it's hard work at times, especially having 26 competitors here this evening. A couple of people got in by the hair of their chinny chin chin, it looks like. So there's only 26 whenever me and Brian stepped away to use the restroom and stuff before the broadcast, right? So a couple of them, man, they got through the gallows, so to speak. Green flag back out. Got to remember as well, turn number 2, turn number 4, it's another one of these ovals where it doesn't quite meet the criteria of each corner exit. So that means, these corner exits going to be extremely different to one another. Also, the corner entries of turn 1 to turn 3 is slightly angled differently as well. And look at this cluster back here, man. Cameron Smith, Longich, Amaro. Oh no, it's going to go wrong here for Nick Rader and Justin Steves getting together here, coming out of turn number 4. Rader was trying to give room to the trucks below him, but unfortunately, Justin was up there alongside him to his right. So, hate to see it. Like I said, hate to see. These guys are just so racy. They're just so gung-ho. Like you said, Brian, I agree with you. Sometimes they just don't know the better half of patience, to say the least.
Nope. It's tough. I mean, if I'm on the outside lane like that, no, I'm just gonna slightly tap the brakes, let Raider go, and then you obviously know Raider's got a little bit of stone pressure, more tires, and with a track like this, you can easily make it up. I just would have hit the brakes, let him go, get situated again, and that's that. Hard go for Raider. Hopefully be a little bit better next week, which super speedways will anybody can win.
Yeah, a lot of people say a toddler can win those races, but their legs aren't long enough to reach the pedals and press down. So I always try to defend the toddlers.
Right.
So there's the comic relief for that. Yeah, everybody says, oh, anybody could win those races. Well, you got to have the smart, intelligent, and the brain power, the mental capacity to make moves, to be able to make them properly. Smart moves, not wild and hasty moves like you see some people do. Like, you have to calculate and really determine when is the right time to make these moves. Like, it's difficult to sometimes describe, and then it's better to just see it happen and play out. But yeah, Brian, they say anybody can win them, but sometimes you can luck into them. Sometimes the seas just part and you win them just coming in reverse. So sometimes there's strategy involved. Sometimes they're green. They go from flag to flag. You never see a terrible towel wave. So
Speaking of terrible towels, that's who we have this weekend.
who, the Jets?
Yep.
Green flag.
The JET. Another restart. Dave Barry on the loud pedal. Troy Daggett, last season's defending BNR Truck Series champion and newcomer to BNR, Mike Slaughter. All right. Well, Garrett Cole got out of that inning, and that was, man, he painted that. Don't shake your head at that. He painted that. If you go back and look, oh my golly. Well, I got another caution here for you, Chad. And I tell you what. So we're 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Or trying to be 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. And oh my. Looks like there might have been a bit of contact with Rongich and Smith coming out, or hard to tell. We might have to get an onboard shot with Rongich hits him going into turn 1. So Cameron going to the wall here on exit, and then Rongich indeed gets him in the left side bumper. Unfortunately, kind of sends him down the track a little bit. Now, what happens with Cameron? Does he stay down on the grassy knoll, or does he hop the curb and come back for... oh, indeed. So, oh my. That's a nasty enchilada. So, man. Well, at least Elvis had the know-it-all to see what was transpiring around him, I guess. Poor Gravedigger, trying to mind his own business down there in the bottom lane and just chilling. So, I was going to say, earlier on, maybe at some point we could always talk to the pole sitter and see how he got that pole time lap, but maybe at the moment not the best time to talk to pole sitter. So maybe somebody, I don't know who we could talk to, but eventually, I mean, Kyle. So how's the weather? Oh, where'd you move to again?
Kyle's not in there. He went down real quick.
Oh,
He's back right here.
Gosh darn it! Hey, Kyle. Oh, he's gone again.
Oh yeah, he's here.
Oh, okay.
I think Kyle's in Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir. I was just touching base with our admins real quick, kind of see what was going on in their eyes. Said it's very, very slick.
Very slick, and tempers, I can imagine, also could be heating up as well. Looks like just a lot of argy-bargy going on out there. But, Kyle, short tracks can bring out the best in everybody, so super speedways can too, so that's what we're doing next week. So
Yeah, I've been one of those that's definitely had that attitude at short tracks. I can promise you that. Once you get just a tad bit roughed up, you're just like, okay, well, everybody's getting it now.
Green flag.
another restart, another opportunity for drivers to gain positions here. Oh, Phillip with a moment, getting into turn 3, getting underneath Kevin Roy, almost hopped the curb, but luckily did not. Good side-by-side battling going on. 131 and 12 machines trying to reel in Bradford and slow truck. I believe that was Justin Steves trying to come out of pit lane or something happening, but
Yeah, he was coming out.
yes, 10-4.
That's what I mean. The pit road there just switched me right back out on the track.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, they were already forewarned about all that, so.
Almost 3 wide at times here, and it may have 3 lanes, but you don't really want to necessarily do it. It funnels up real quickly. Come on, you can walk Verdugo, you can do it. Harney? Oh, well, I guess even if he would have not swung at that, that would have been very questionable.
That was close.
Right.
Almost a collision here going into coming out of it.
Xavier on there trying to kind of maybe drive back after his incident, but no, there's going to be contact. Him and brother Mark going to have a come together out of turn number 2, but he keeps it going straight, gets it out of the grassy knoll, so that's great.
Oh yeah. It's tough. It's very, very tough. A little bit under 100 laps to go.
Yes, indeed, Brian. Here at North Wilkesboro, you think they'll add Bowman Gray?
Yeah, they will.
That'd be nice. Good action here. We got some good green flag laps brewing, it seems like, as Matthew Hunsaker keeps it straight. I thought for a moment he wasn't going to, so thank you, Matthew, for keeping it straight there, bud. So
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like any other normal short track, you get those tires beyond heated, and it may take a lap or so, maybe a couple of extra corners to get it back, kind of equalized back out or cooled off a little bit to where you can just get back into your rhythm, so to speak. So once you get out that rhythm, man, you gotta calm down. You gotta get back into it. It's gonna take a moment.
That it is.
Man, this lefty for the Guardians, his arm is on point, man. He's accurate. That first baseman for Cleveland gained the pounds, I'll tell you what.
Josh Naylor.
Yeah, man. Oh, chaos here, going down the back straightaway. But, man, they keep it straight, too. That's Deutscher and I don't know who. Oh, man, Campbell and Deutscher have a meeting. So that's not good.
Nope.
That's going to set Campbell back. He was riding inside the top 10. Not sure. Let me see here. Let me pick up the anti-bandy. Okay, he's barely inside the top 10 in 10th position, but man, he was up there. Him and Zach, I want to say they were like 6th and 7th or something like that before that contact. Don't know exactly what happened, but they came together down the back straightaway, that's for sure.
That they did. Coming in on some lap traffic here.
Oh, Wrongich with a bobble. Right behind Dave Barry. He got into turn 3. He was right up on the tailgate of Dave. But man, he got up in there and it's like he hit one of the bumps or something and the truck just didn't like it.
Oh, a little loosey-goosey by Xavion there. You see Xavion goes up, stays out of the way of the leaders. Now the leaders are looking to come in again for more traffic ahead of them. We'll see how well this plays out. Well, you know and I know lap traffic is never fun.
No, it's unpredictable.
What's your car doing, bud?
Most of the time as the race leader, you just want the traffic to just stay in its lane, hold its course. Don't really move unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, Camel got that wall. They were doing good there. They got a nice little green flag running.
Slides down the track and Ernie just kind of tags him there trying to skate by.
So I want to see what happened here because this was where they made contact. See here, Zach down low, Campbell up high.
they're both kind of loose and just kind of twitchy coming off the corner. And oh man, they eventually just collide. They just, oh wow. How was that not a caution? We got a truck completely sideways. Like he is sideways sitting. He was, for a moment, he was sideways on the track. Wow. How was that not a caution, iRacing? But they deemed it not, apparently, Brian. So we got a little few more green flag laps in. Man, oh man. And they didn't fall out of the top 10 until Campbell had his until he got closer to the wall there. Like you said, he just barely skimmed the wall, and it rocked him a bit too hard, rocked his boat a bit too hard there, and going into turn 3, it unsettled his truck, and round it went. So over 75 laps, I do believe. Let me check that. 81 laps complete here, North Wilkesboro. BNR Truck Series. At the moment, is Myers the race leader?
Yes, he is.
Almost
30
what?
laps on the green.
Not bad.
Oh, I guess those guys are going to stay up there.
Green flag.
So this is going to shake things up a bit with the lappers staying right there.
Is that Myers that got in the wall and just bottlenecked it? Oh!
Tim, what are you doing there, homeboy?
Myers is in the 77, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's in the 15?
The 15
Okay,
is
that's Alex Kerr. Alex Kerr just gets tight, gets up in the wall, bottlenecks it, and then just makes life so terrible and treacherous for a few competitors here.
That was a weird start anyway. It started the lap cars in front of Tyler.
Yeah.
So, hey Kyle,
Yes, sir.
let them know I think the single file or restarts are taking away their waiver rounds. Tell them just to see how it works going back double file. Let them know
Gotcha,
because
bud.
those lap cars should have went on by, but since it's single file, they were stuck right where they were at. So have them go back double file and then see how that works.
Gotcha, bud. Headed there now.
Thank you.
CC Sabathia almost tripped over a bag of balls.
Well,
did you see that?
I did.
Well, Rongich, Slaughter, Brandon Moore is the top three at the moment. Jeff Gilmore. Is that Deutscher?
Brandon Moore, Gilmore, Deutscher, Bridgman, and Smith.
Nick Rader,
Cameron made it.
Ernest
Yeah,
King,
they all made it back
Jason
up there.
Pearson rounds out the top 10.
Thank you, sir.
Green flag.
So you're telling me that people are going to sit down in a little office room somewhere and like go over all these like hand signals that you can see from the dugout? Ain't no way I'm going to remember all these hand signals I'm going to need to do. I ain't no. That's over complicating it. Oh my goodness, more drama unfolding. Teammate on teammate crime trying not to happen. So much going on track at the moment. Another restart here as, Ernie King just loops it coming out of turn number 2. Is he driving a Toyota all of a sudden?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Just could be the paint scheme playing some tomfoolery with my eyes. Oh my goodness, look at that foul ball. I thought that nose, that front end, I thought it was a Toyota.
So you see there, Ernie just loops it. Right there in front of Cameron.
Right? Cameron almost got collected with another drama tonight. Sometimes you're the windshield and sometimes you're the bug, Brian. Sometimes you get caught up in everything, sometimes you're causing everything. Sometimes everybody's pointing the finger at you, sometimes you're pointing the finger at everybody.
Yeah. Won't you? So now they should be able to get the wave rounds now. So I want to say they'd probably go to Joe Stipe, I think. There you go, Garrett Cole.
You telling me he couldn't have went longer?
Well, they got to save him in case the Cleveland forces enough games to go to Game 7.
What is he saving? He threw 89 pitches tonight.
That's right. Pull him off. Take him off the mound there, fella.
Yeah,
Now,
it's only the 5th inning.
He's going too far.
Man. Anyway, I'm not a baseball manager.
So 98 of 150, sir, is in the books.
Has 52 laps remaining, 51 when we take the stripe. Unless you count green light checkers.
Okay, hopefully we lose anyway.
Green flag.
Then don't have them.
Oh, boy, I got it. Oh, Gilmore. With the hustle, tussle, wobble, wobble.
And
50 laps to go.
just can't ever seem to get away from 3 wide. We're going to have it at some point tonight. It's going to be a taken, so.
Boy, Brother Days is way back here. 12th. That was close. So if they get a caution, Campbell will be the lucky dog. Oh, no, he ain't. Joe will be. So Joe will be the lucky dog candidate.
Oh, Huntsaker up in the wall on 3 and 4, and still loose, still having some problems. But finally gets it pointed in the right direction, it looks like.
That was a hard lick by man. Wonder maybe he got something broke there, or
You know, it's a good possibility, Brian. That was like you say, that was a good clobber into that concrete retaining wall, so.
very hard lick.
I feel like your cameras doesn't know who it wants to cover.
Especially on short tracks.
Yeah, and with this many drivers too, so.
See Brother Dave trying to make the move on JP there, as JP is up to 9th place world. As Zach Deuscher and Brandon Moore battling for 4th position there.
And Deuscher going.
Gilmore.
Oh, Deuscher getting loose on the entry to turn 1 on that bottom lane. That's going to lose him a little bit of time. Dave Barry back here fighting with Jason Pearson.
I think they start getting a little nervous when they got to start coming to lap traffic. But
Yeah, I would too.
because there's not really enough room for other fill.
Oh, hard lick. Phil loops it around and gets it back pointed straight, so a golf clap for Phil. for not bringing out the yellow terrible towel this evening for that contact down on the grassy knoll. And he's going to bring it down pit road, maybe just
That quick
get the
fix?
repair work done. Or yeah, JP no longer fighting with no one at the moment, but he's closing in on the 138 machine of Tyler Kim. I believe that's Tyler.
That is.
Okay. I'm trying to remember all these people.
You're doing good, for the most part.
Right? Without using a cheat sheet or looking up at a stream, broadcast.
Close game in New York. So Zach Deuscher gets on by Rader, so is Barry. Rader's starting to fall there. By both of the Berries now getting on by Nick Rader. Ever so slightly losing spots, something probably going wrong to that 23 machine wheel.
Especially just after the troubles and everything he was having to deal with early goings, him and Brendan Moore having a bad qualifying, trying to charge up through the field to make up for that bad qualifying.
So 118 of 150 in the books. Somebody stuck down there. Oh, that's Dave Barry.
Well, he was our race leader, Brian.
Yeah, he was. And then he crashed, so.
He was our race leader before a couple of cautions ago, before Rongich took the lead over again whenever Dave pitted. And he cycled back out to be a little bit further back in the field. He was working his way back up through the field. He was battling with Jason Pearson at one point, and yeah.
A little short track action here, Will.
Yes, indeed, these drivers, competitors, they're slicing and dicing it up here.
See Gilmore losing spots, Will. I wonder if it's because of the lappers maybe that they're sending on back to them or what. But I noticed we are closing in on 25 laps to go. Good save by Jeff. Way to keep it underneath of you. I know he stayed out for quite some time, Will. So we know that he's on a little bit of overtime.
Yeah, he's on a different tire strategy compared to a lot of other competitors in the field. Some drivers, it's hard for them to put on a new set of tires because they just feel like that one set that they're already comfortable with, even though it could have a heat cycle or two underneath it. Ooh, contact between Jason Pearson and Tyler Kim. Tyler Kim going up against the inside of JP there, so that's going to set back Tyler Kim a handful of spots now.
Oh, yeah.
Close quarters action here at North Wilkesboro.
So 25 laps to go. I'll be tooting my own horn if they do all the rest of this stuff to the Oh,
and
man.
not seeing a green light checkered or any more cautions. But what happened?
Somebody stopped down there. I want to say that's maybe Mr. Steve's. It is. As he now gradually moves up. But 23 laps to go, Will. Here tonight, we see Cameron Smith trying to close the gap in on Jason Pearson as Pearson's trying to run down Daggett. And then as Daggett's trying to run down JF.
23 and counting laps to go in this race that has turned into a race of attrition. Started with 26 competitors. It's Weedle. Oh, that was our race leader. Race leader Zachary Rongage coming into some trouble. Might want to get a replay on that real quick. Goes into turn one and the truck. Oh, yeah, goes into turn one and he's trying to maybe put a lap on Dave Barry, and Dave holding his ground, holding station, not letting, Rongage, really was working for it, right? So, man, oh man.
Oh, yeah. Mike's pretty good with that when making people work for the lead.
Rongage is still in the lead.
Oh, yeah.
Even after having that run-in with Barry.
You need anything to drink or anything like that?
But now we have a caution.
What was one of them? It was either Tyler or Joe. That was probably Barry. Joe just got in a little bit too hard, I think, and oh no. Kevin Roy, oh, ain't Kev. I know Kevin don't drive like that, so Kevin.
No, Joe had a bobble in the middle of the corner, walked it up the track into Tyler, I think, right there. But then they kind of got it going back straight again, but then there's more contact being made off corner exit, and oh man, Tyler, like I said, more contact, a little bit of netcode, I think, as well involved, so man, oh man. Rock'em sock'em coming down here in the late stages here, closing stages, hopefully, of the BNR Truck Series race here at North Wilkesboro. Didn't mean to say it, like that, but yes, indeed, Brian.
Oh no, it is Rock'em Sock'em. It's a short track.
No, I mean, like, yes. No, like I said, like, fortunately it is the closing stages,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you're tooting your own horn there, be all what it be. But Brother Dave will
cycle out as the race leader. Zachary Rongage in second, Brandon Moore third, Mike Slaughter fourth, Zachary Deutscher in fifth, and Mark Berry sixth position, Jeff Gilmore seventh, Troy Daggett eighth, Cameron Smith ninth, Jason Pearson in 10th position.
Barry's going into the pits.
Okay then, so everybody just moves up a position there, so forget about what I just said.
So pits are very, very tight here, Will. As you see there, their boxes are in the grass there.
Yeah, they are.
At least until we get the updated version. So Kevin Roy's back on the lead lap as we sit right here and see here. He's gotta do it my way. So 14 to go, coming to 13 to go whenever that pace car does peel off. How aggressive are they going to
Green
be?
flag.
Fresh tires there, you see that spin. 3 wide, going into turns 1 and 2. Woo! A big old cluster. Cameron Smith having a very good run here. You see the Berry brothers here. Hanging out in the top 10.
With 10 laps remaining.
Oh, Mark.
Hangs on to it, keeps it straight somehow. Oh, and now, unfortunately, finally loses control of his automobile out of turn number 2.
Any thoughts on sitting or staying out at all?
Too far again.
So coming through turns 1 and 2, he just got through having some moments just trying to wrangle the truck back in control, but unfortunately starts losing control, getting out of turn number 2, going through 1 and 2. On the exit of 2, it finally just loops it around, coming out, exiting. So
A loopy loop.
Josh Mullen gets his lap back in the 12 truck, putting 14 automobiles back on the lead lap here this evening.
That it is. So I want to say they'll be coming to 3 to go.
Yeah, I don't think it's a green light checker either.
No.
So will we see a green-white checkered attempt for the BNR Truck Series tonight? Will this be the final time we see a triple tail wave at North Wilkesboro this evening? Everybody's doubled up, ready to go. It almost kind of looks like the initial start, but not quite. We're quite a few out of position and quite a few missing. But nevertheless, green flag is back out in the air again. Green flag waving. So Brandon Moore just can't quite get back to the outside of the wrongage machine. Coming to 2 laps here. White flag, I believe, should be waving, but there's a lot of squabbling going on a little bit further back. Is that the white flag, Brian?
Yes.
So white flag is waving, wrong, it's leading, Slaughter having a moment at a 2. Does that give Gilmore the opportunity to pounce? Longich wins, and man, oh man, it was a tight one for 3rd position, I tell you. Slaughter, or excuse me, 4th. That was 4th position. So Longich, Deutscher, and Brandon Moore are podium finishers. So heck of a race. It had a decent green flag, couple of stints there, but almost a typical North Wilkesboro race. Slick, treacherous conditions.
Yep. So your race results: Zach Wrong, Zach Deutscher, Brandon Moore, Mike, Jeff, Dave, Troy, Cameron, Ernie, Jason. Top 10. Then Tyler, then Mark, then Kevin, then Josh, then Chris, then Tyler, then Justin, then Aaron. Then Alex, then Robert, then Joe, then Nick Rader, Philip Bridgman, Matthew Hunsaker, Xavion, Paul Lawson, and that's it. Go ahead to pull up OB.
Brandon.
What's up?
Bit of a rough qualifying position for you, but it still came through for you in the end. Podium finish, you're talking to us. So up and down night for some drivers, but you had a strategy after the rough qualifying, and you stuck through it. Tell us about it, Brandon.
Yeah, I kind of messed up on the qualifying run. Started like P11, P12, something like that. Goal was just to keep the nose clean, stay out of the accidents, stay on top of the pit strategy. And yeah, it just happened to work out for us. You know, definitely wasn't a race-winning trip by no means. I just couldn't get the power down to get up there and battle with the leader, but ain't nothing wrong with the podium.
And tell us about that for a minute. Was it just a combination of how hot it was, like the slick temperatures and everything, and just about basically how, just also the track layout of North Wilkesboro, you really have to let it roll a lot longer than you really want to, right?
Yeah, it's a product of the hot temperatures, and then you know the truck, at least mine was loose on entry. It was pretty neutral in the middle and just loose off. anytime that you really tried to gas it at all, even on fresh tires, it would just snap loose. The long runs, I was probably not even hitting full throttle. When we had those couple long runs, I was getting like 3/4 throttle. I couldn't even hammer all the way down. But
Right.
but we kept it under us. We made good work of the second groove playing defense. Making it hard for the cars on the bottom. To be able to take some wheel out of it to get their power down. So we had some straighter exits. So we played defense real well.
And that's really what you want at North Wilkesboro, just straight corner exits. Um, Next week, Talladega. A lot of teamwork involved, and you need a lot of help and stuff to be able to win those races, right? You can win them by yourself, but it's also treacherous and hard doing it that way as well. What's the thought process, mindset, and everything that you always look forward to going into those types of races, Brandon?
Just looking to get to the end of the race, not put the truck in any kind of situation where you think you're going to get into an accident, which is, kind of hard to do at a place like Talladega where you're going 3 wide, 90% of the time. But just being smart, get to the end, last, say, 20, 25 laps, try to put yourself in position to where you can persevere and come out with a good finish.
Yes, sir. Good finish indeed. Points. That's really,
That's it. It's a points game.
Pac-Man and those points up, right? Waka, waka, waka. So that's what it's about. Consistency is king, and if you can just keep racking up, the top threes or the top fives,
top
just
5 them to death.
kill them with kill them with points. Final thoughts. Shout out to anything else before we let you go celebrate this podium finish.
I just want to thank all the drivers for coming out. Thank the broadcast booth. Thanks to everyone who come out and watched on the broadcast. And we look forward to Talladega coming up and hopefully have another, top 5, podium finish would be great. Win even better, but like you just mentioned, it's about the points. So if we can finish in the top 10, that would be a win.
Well, Brandon, thanks for talking to us tonight, and congratulations again on the podium, bud.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
Except Zach D.
Yes, Zach Deutscher with basically finishing where he qualified in that P2 position. Hey, Zach, tell us how you did it here tonight, bud. A lot of other drivers facing a lot of etch-a-sketch nights. And, well, to be honest, you were one of them. You and Rongich pitted under one of those cautions and really had to work your way through the field to get back to that position. Tell us about how you did it, Zach.
I can't even tell you how I did it. The truck is so loose. It is on throttle and off, coming out the corners. It wants to snap right away. So patience is a huge thing with throttle, but it's coming from the back. You gotta take one person at a time and, pick where you're gonna pass. And if you really have to, you take it 3 wide, but you gotta make sure you're gonna make it work so you don't kill other people doing it. But it's all about one at a time, and hopefully you'll get up there once the next round of pit stops happen.
Exactly. It's almost, short tracks, I'd always just kind of wait till pit stops happened and see who was going to cycle out where, and then just kind of get whoever I could on restarts, right? So, you also saw a lot of that tonight. You alluded to that as well. Kind of taking it when you can get it, right? Especially restarts be the case. A lot of people really loose on corner exits tonight. A few corner entry. Where were you struggling with the most, Zach?
Center off was just getting on that throttle. The truck, the best way I can explain it to you, it's over rotates every time you get on that throttle. She wants to go around on you, but like I said, it's just being patient with it and not going over that edge like you've seen a lot of people do.
Yeah, I alluded to tonight, that old Limp Bizkit song, keep rolling, right? Like rolling, just rolling and rolling.
You don't have faith. You gotta have a little faith too to make it around here.
Exactly. So, Talladega's next week. What's to look forward to next week? Talladega, maybe a whole full truckload field of drivers here in the BNR Truck Series to boot. You never can tell. Like I always tell Brian, trucks is like basically his biggest attraction here. So everybody loves the trucks, right? They a fun thing to drive. It looks like. So, what's your hopes and aspirations going into Dega, Zach?
Not to die, I think, is everybody's main goal at those kind of tracks, is not to die. It's my strategy is always trying to start up front or in the back. Depends on how many people there are, but it's like here in a way, just not as loose. You just gotta pick and choose where you want to go, and hopefully at the end of the race, you're gonna be where you want to be.
Right, right. And there's a whole lot of teammates you guys can collaborate with and help, and well, like just band together. And that is if everybody from the BKR and everybody shows up next week that I'm
BKR.
thinking of.
RKR.
Whatever, I got it backwards. Whatever, I'm living in another
You didn't
era
even get
at
it
the moment.
backwards, though. You just
Shh, shh, shh. We're not going to talk about it anyway.
backwards would be the same.
I'm having a real bad day. I don't want to talk about it.
It's like race
Anyway,
car.
yeah. Final thoughts, shoutouts, anything else, Zach, before we let you go?
You guys, I just cannot thank you guys enough for broadcasting. It just makes racing so much more fun. Bring it to your family and friends. RKR, we got a 1-2. I'm not sure where the rest of us finished. I think Phil DNF, but good night all in all. Family and friends who are watching STR Motorsports with me and Phil. We're starting up good. We're doing a lot of good things with it, and friends and family.
You got a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we should have almost, but yeah.
No, you did. Brandon Moore's in there too.
No, I don't consider him that.
Okay.
No.
Well, anyway,
he's not. No.
Anyway, Zach, we got to catch up with Rongich and close the whole.
Congratulations to Zach, by the way, man. At least you got a 1-2.
You got 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, Mike Skinner's a part of your team.
I don't need cancer, right? No.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I don't care who's part of the team.
I know, I'm just messing. So, yeah, catch up with you next week, or maybe you guys don't. Sunday, my apologies.
Sunday.
Well, yeah, Wednesday too. Yes, my apologies. Xfinity Series, SRU Xfinity Series. And wherever else we can find Zach Deutscher. So we'll catch you later, Zach.
Have a good one, guys.
You too, bud. Now, Zachary Rongich here, our race winner, right down the road from Zach Deutscher. So, he fumbled the ball. Keep going. There you go.
Let's go, Yanks.
Zach Rongich in the booth here in the house, winning at North Wilkesboro. One from the pole as well. So, Elvis, tell us how you did it.
Oh Lord, I don't know. Just trying to keep the tires underneath the damn thing.
You had a bit of a coming together with an old rival, Cameron Smith, old CG. Was he just kind of like just a rolling chicane? What was going on with Cameron?
He just wasn't going, it
didn't look like it.
And I was, being as patient as I could. I
right.
Do that, but hey, at 150 laps at all the cautions, I only hit 2 bumpers today, and sadly one of them went around. And I didn't mean to, but hey, it is what it is. I said my bad. That was it.
Right, you just got to move on. Like I talked about, at least, like you said, you apologize, then you move on, right? Anyway, a lot of drivers, yourself included, had an extra sketch night. Whenever I say about having to fight their way back through the field, you and Deutscher and some others pitted, offset a lot of different times, having to fight back through the field, right? So, tell us about that from your point of view, about the struggles or what it may be like as a driver. We can see it as a fan point of view all day long, but as a driver, how much of a struggle it is trying to just work your way through the traffic at a track like North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, well, there is just absolutely no grip out there. So the reason there's so many cautions is there's so many different paces of speed. Everybody is such a drastic. And when you get back there, some of those people are going like 15 mile an hour slower than you.
Hmm.
And traps, and you're trying to figure out, and nobody's going, and it's just chaos when there's so many different variations of speed between every driver. Once you get to like the top five, it's a little different, and everybody kind of pretty close, but it's manageable, and it's predictable. When you get back there, it's not predictable, and they drive in fine one corner, the next corner it's like they ain't moving, and it's just it's a pain in the butt. But you just got to be as patient as you can. Hopefully you don't touch nobody, but it seemed like everybody was touching everybody out there, and that's just the cars were a handful. It's short track racing in North Wilkesboro, but it's hot and it ain't got no grip, so it's doing the best you can.
Yes, indeed, and sometimes that's all you can do is the best you can. Next week, Rongich, Talladega Super Speedway, those 33 degrees of high banks. You got a lot of teammates out here, so what would be the mindset, the preparation going into Talladega?
Yeah, just trying to keep it clean. If you can, stay out front, do it, and pit with the right group. That's really about it. If it's too
And
hard, save fuel if you got it.
don't want to pick, with no one that's going to like plow you over or anything, or
Right.
right. But anyway, so I guess final thoughts, shout outs, anything else, Zach, you'd like to add?
Yeah, just shout out my teammates and shout out you guys for doing what you do.
Thank you, Zach, and congratulations on the win tonight. Thanks for talking to us, and best of luck to you next week and tomorrow night, spotting for Nick Rader.
Sir, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye, buddy. Have a good one.
Yep.
That'll do it tonight, Brian, for myself and you here at North Wilkesboro, the BNR Truck Series, coming at you. And next week, Talladega action. So that is sure to be one to watch next week. So until we meet again, hopefully tomorrow evening, you never can tell what will transpire with daily lives and so forth. Anyway, thank you one and all coming out, tuning in, being a part, and thanks to all the drivers. Without the drivers, wouldn't be able to put on a show for the fans. So just until we meet again, have a wonderful and safe good night.